AITA for telling my mom she won't be able to see my daughter for 2 months after she's born if she calls my wife to complain about her birth plan again. I, 33M, am married to my amazing wife, 31F. She's 7 months pregnant with our daughter, and while we're beyond excited, this pregnancy has been emotionally charged. 2 years ago, my wife experienced a stillbirth after going into premature labor. It was absolutely devastating for both of us, but especially for her. She's still healing from that trauma and has been working hard to allow herself to feel hopeful about this pregnancy. Despite everything going well so far, according to her doctor, she's understandably anxious. She frequently asks me if I think everything will be okay and has been having nightmares about losing this baby too. She's carrying a lot of emotional weight, and my main priority is supporting her in any way I can. Now, onto the situation. My wife and I live about 9 hours away from both of our families. After a lot of discussion, my wife decided she only wants her mom to visit immediately after the birth. Her mom will drive up once my wife goes into labor, stay with us for the birth, and help out for about a week afterward. My wife is very close to her mom, and she feels comfortable having her around without the added pressure of needing to entertain or be on. She also decided she doesn't want any other visitors during the first few weeks, including my family. She explained that she wants time to bond with our baby, recover, and adjust to being new parents without feeling overwhelmed. My wife even generously suggested that my parents could stay in our guest room when they visit later, so they get quality time with their granddaughter once we're more settled. I fully support her plan. She's the one giving birth, and after what she went through last time, I want this experience to be as stress-free as possible for her. Yesterday, my mom called and asked about the birth plan. I explained it to her, thinking it would be a straightforward conversation. Instead, she immediately got upset. She said that she and my dad planned to drive up as soon as my wife goes into labor, stay at a nearby hotel, and wait in the hospital until the baby is born so they could meet her right away. I gently told her that we'd love for them to come and visit, but we're asking for a few weeks of privacy before having guests. I explained that my MIL would be there to support my wife during labor and help her recover afterward. I emphasized that this wasn't about playing favorites. My wife just feels more at ease with her mom in those vulnerable moments. My mom didn't take it well. She launched into a rant about how boys' moms always get the short end of the stick and how she felt excluded. She insisted it wasn't fair that my MIL got to be there while she didn't. Here's where things got a little hypocritical. My sister had her first baby 6 months ago, and she still hasn't let her MIL visit. My mom fully supported my sister's decision, saying her MIL was rude and overbearing, and that my sister didn't need that stress. So, I brought that up. I asked why it was okay for my sister to set boundaries with her MIL, but not for my wife and me to do the same. My mom got furious. She claimed my sister's situation was different because her MIL had ruined her bridal shower by bringing obnoxious friends. Apparently, that one incident justified a 6-month wait. But when it comes to my wife's mental health and our traumatic history, my mom thinks we're being unreasonable. I calmly reiterated that this wasn't about excluding her. It was about making sure my wife feels as comfortable as possible during a deeply vulnerable time. I told her we're excited for her to visit and promised we'd make sure she gets plenty of time with her granddaughter once we're ready for guests. She seemed disappointed, but said she understood. Or so I thought. A few hours later, my wife came to me looking upset. She told me my mom had called her, crying and saying she felt unwanted and excluded. My wife is a sweetheart and a total people pleaser. She was visibly stressed and started second-guessing our decision. She asked if we should change the plan to avoid hurting my mom's feelings. That was the final straw for me. My wife has enough on her plate without dealing with guilt trips from my mom. I immediately called my mom and told her that her behavior was unacceptable. I said if she called my wife to complain again, she wouldn't see the baby for 2 months after she was born. I also told her I'd add an extra month for every call after that. I admit, I said it half-jokingly, but I was dead serious about her not stressing out my wife anymore. My mom started crying and accused me of being cruel and manipulative. She said I was punishing her for expressing her feelings and claimed we were excluding her on purpose. Later, my dad called to back her up. He said I was out of line for giving her an ultimatum and accused me of using time with the baby as a weapon. He demanded I apologize to my mom for threatening her and reconsider the birth plan to include them. I don't think I'm in the wrong here. I love my mom, and I want her to have a great relationship with my daughter, but my wife's mental and emotional well-being comes first. She's the one going through pregnancy and childbirth, and she deserves to set boundaries without being guilt or pressured. So, Reddit, AITA?